Hi guys, so I am finally back again on my YouTube. It has been a while, I must say. There's no excuse, I've just been very busy, and with Christmas and Jason's 21st birthday, Valentine's Day, working, I just haven't had the chance to sit down and actually film a YouTube video. So here I am today. So for today's video I thought it would be a really nice idea to sit down and play with some makeup that is in my favourites, but with a little bit of a twist. We are going to be doing a drugstore version. Now I did think about doing just a general makeup favourites video, but a lot of you guys have asked me over on my Instagram to do a favourites drugstore video, so I thought what best way to do it than to do it on my YouTube channel. So I've got loads of drugstore products sitting in front of me, some of which that are actually in my everyday makeup routine. Some are obviously favourites of mine, but I don't use them on the regular. But this is glamming on a budget, so grab a snack, grab a drink and sit down, apply some makeup with me maybe, and let's just chill out and slap some makeup on this face. So I've zoomed you guys in a little bit so you guys can see right up and personal in my ugly face. So to start off, we are going to be using primer. Now this is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and I actually have two of these on the go. One is almost running out. I don't know whether you guys can see that there, but it's just completely empty almost. So you can see I'm literally almost out of it. And then this one is my fresh one. Now this product I use on the regular. It is my all-time favourite primer. I did also try the luminous version of this. I haven't tried out the matte version of it yet. I'm due to try that one out. But ever since I started using this product, I have just loved the crap out of it. So I'm trying to get as much product out of this one as possible, but I think it's probably run its course now. So we're going to open up the new one and let's crack open into the new one. And I have to dig with my nails in it because I don't want to get cream underneath my acrylics. If you guys wear acrylics, you know the struggle. So I do tend to apply quite a lot of this on my face because I do have a big fat face. So what I like to do is just rub this in, and I just love it. It's so smoothing and soft and just blurs out my pores so nicely, and it just makes my foundation lay down so nice. That's why it's in my favourites. Now for foundation, this has become an easy favourite foundation for me by far from the drugstore. I tried this out around the Christmas time, and I just can't stop using it. It is the NYX Can't Stop or Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation, and I have this in the shade Light. I absolutely love this. It's sort of like a matte finish, but I feel like it's not really matte. I have normal skin, so I can wear sort of any foundation. So if you do have really oily skin, this foundation is going to work absolute miracles for you. And to apply my foundation, I'm going to go in with a Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. I love these sponges so much. A YouTuber called Miss Paige Corrin, she's a YouTuber over in the US. I absolutely love watching her videos, and she actually got me into these, so thank you. So what I like to do is just do a couple of pumps of this on my sponge and just dab it in areas where I'm going to be blending out the foundation, and then we're going to go to town and blend it out. I think this foundation cost about like £15 or something like that, and I actually got mine from Superdrug. I love Superdrug so much. I probably prefer it over Boots, to be honest, because they have other brands in there that you don't necessarily see in Boots. But also Boots, they have quite nice high-end brands in there as well. I'm going to add one more pump just through my cheeks and my forehead, because I'd just like to add a little bit of extra coverage in those areas. So I don't know whether it's going to show up on camera, but to me this foundation isn't truly matte. It is a slight matte finish, but it feels more of like a demi-matte sort of finish. So if you do have dry skin, this is not going to completely dry your skin out. And I just absolutely adore the coverage of this. It's absolutely stunning. Now for concealer, I have absolutely been loving this concealer. This is the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Radiant Concealer. This has hyaluronic acid in here, so if you do have dry skin on your under eyes, this is going to be like your best friend. I am in the shade CO.5 and I just love this. I bought this alongside buying the foundation. And it is just an amazing concealer. So it does have a slight big doe foot on it, and I like to apply a fair amount, and I do like my under eyes to be quite bright. I know that's not everyone's favourite, but it is mine. And I just feel like this concealer just gives a really nice flawless looking under eye, and looking so hydrated as well. And if you have tried out the Revolution Conceal and Define concealer, it is very, very similar to that coverage wise, but it is just very, very nice and hydrating to the under eye. And I do find sometimes that concealers can dry my under eyes out even though I have normal skin. And I believe I purchased it for about £8. I will list all of the products that I'm using in today's video down in the description box for you, and alongside with where you can purchase them and how much for. So that is the concealer all blended out, and I just feel like it makes me look really nice and awake. I really like it. So for powder, this has been a new favourite of mine. It used to be in my everyday makeup routine when I first started out with makeup, and I purchased this last month I think, and I reviewed it over on my Instagram stories. I'm going to link my Instagram down below for you and pop it on the screen here for you guys, so you can go over and check my first impressions out on this product for you. So this is the Rimmel London Stay Matte Lightweight Mattifying Powder. I usually go for loose setting powders, but recently I have absolutely been loving this on a day-to-day basis. So, and I have this in the shade Translucent. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking my little Real Techniques brush and I'm just swirling my brush around in the product, tapping off the excess and tucking this underneath my eyes. And I like to heavily set underneath my eyes just so no creasing happens. And I like to heavily set in the areas where I have applied the concealer as well, just so it locks everything into place. And we're just going to blend out my expression lines on my forehead because I have big ones of those, and then we're going to set our forehead as well. So once we've done that, I'm going to take my big fluffy Real Techniques brush and take the product and just set the entire rest of my face and just lightly set this into place. So I've just got you guys up close and personal so you guys can see what I'm doing when I'm applying my eyebrow pencil. So for my eyebrow pencil we're going to be using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, and I have this in the shade Chocolate, and this is what it looks like. It is quite similar to the Urban Decay Brow Blade, I will give it that, but the shade of this, because I use Neutral Nana in my Urban Decay Brow Blade, and this is on the slight warm side, so I do tend to use my Urban Decay Brow Blade, but for the video we're going to be using the NYX Brow Pencil. So when I do my eyebrows, what I like to do is I like to brush my eyebrow hairs upwards, and then I like to draw a line underneath I'm only going to do one eyebrow on camera so you guys can see what I'm actually doing. And just to save a little bit of time. So I don't apply too much pressure. I used to fill in my eyebrows so heavily, and now I don't do that anymore. You live and you learn from your mistakes, guys. And then what I like to do is I like to brush my eyebrow hairs downwards and sort of create brow hair-like strokes going downwards. And this pencil is so good for creating those brow-like strokes. And again, I'm not applying too much pressure with this eyebrow pencil because I don't want to disperse too much product. And then I sort of try and follow the direction of the brow growth and try and mimic where they're going to be laying. And then what I like to do is take the spoolie end and brush and soften up what I've done. And then I like to brush upwards and then again just soften that out. And when I was doing my eyebrows back in the day, I feel like that's where I was going wrong and getting that really harsh block brow. I know some guys, they can't help it, they have to do the block brow, and I'm all here for it. Do you, boo, but that's just not my journey anymore. I used to do it and I just looked absolutely terrible. So, and I think I went too ham with the pressure, because obviously if you're applying a lot of pressure, you're going to apply a lot of product. So just light motions if you want to create that soft brow look. And then I'm going to be going in with the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. I got this years ago, so I don't know if they sell this anymore, but if they do, I will link it in the description for you guys. And when I was younger, I used to use the crap out of this all the time. And then what I like to do with this is just do light pressure and brush upwards, because I'm really enjoying like the fluffy brow look. I did try and attempt it over on my Instagram with creating like fake brow hairs, and it didn't really work out well for me. And then once I've done that, so if you guys can see that I've brushed my eyebrow hairs upwards, I like to just take the clean spoolie and sort of lay them into place. And that is my eyebrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and do the other eyebrow off of camera, and then we'll be back to apply some more makeup. Ta-da! My eyebrows are finally done. Doesn't really take me long to do my eyebrows anymore. I used to take so long to do my eyebrows. Like, it was the worst step of my makeup routine. I dreaded it every single time. And now I feel like I can do them within like 2 minutes. So pretty proud of myself. So for bronzer, we're going to be going in with the L'Oreal Back to Bronze bronzer. I don't know if they do like specific shades of these. I just saw this in my local Tesco's and I just was like, I need to try this, because I saw a video on, I think it was the Look Fantastic Instagram page, and if you have been watching Love Island, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I saw Shauna use this bronzer on that video and I just fell in love with it, and I was like, I need to try it. So I went and picked it up and tried it out, and I've fallen in love. This has been the bronzer that I have been using ever since I purchased this, and I've probably been using this for about 3 weeks and I absolutely love it. So thanks for the recommendation, Shauna, even though she didn't recommend it to me, she just used it. But anyways, and it really does have like a really potent smell, but I can't put my finger on what it smells like. It just smells very holiday-esque and I love it. This is what the bronzer looks like on the inside, and the imprint of it is so cute. It's like a little palm tree and I'm all here for it. So I'm going to be taking this on a Morphe M527 brush. This is just a big fluffy brush, and I use this for laying down my contour first of all. Contour, bronzer, whatever you want to call it. I kind of like associate contour and bronzing together now. I don't know if that's a thing now, but I don't really separate the two. But I'm just going to swish my brush around in the product, tap off the excess, and we're just going to bronze the skin up, because I'm looking at very pasty white right now, I must say. And I just feel like this bronzer just gives me such a nice, like, warm tone to my skin. It's not too warm, it's not too cool, it's like the perfect in between, and that's what I like my bronzers to be, like that perfect medium of not too warm, not too cool, because then I can obviously contour and bronze with it at the same time. So I just take it on my cheeks as so. I feel like the studio lights in my bedroom are washing me out a little bit as well, making me look paler than I actually am. And I kind of just take this in like a 3 motion, so like on my forehead, on my cheeks and under my chin. I don't like to heavily contour under my chin too much because I feel like I just look weird. And then what I like to do is I like to take more of a tapered angled brush, dip my brush back into the product and sort of focus this on the hollows of my cheeks. So this is like my contouring step, where I just like to focus the product in specific areas. And I feel like I am looking a little bit pasty white, so I'm just going to dip back into the product and just veil this over my entire face, because I feel like I look quite pale right now, and I don't know why, because I don't normally look like this. I keep going to look in here as if it's got a mirror in here and it doesn't. Does anyone else do that, or is it just me? Comment down below if you're a victim of looking in a compact that doesn't have a mirror, because that's me all over. So we're moving on to blusher now, and blush has a special place in my heart. I never used to wear blush and I always thought I looked like a bit of a clown, but in the new year, last year, I just apply it all over my face now and I absolutely love it. So, and I don't know whether this brand is a drugstore brand, but I class it as a drugstore brand. Correct me if I'm wrong though. And I got this product off of the Beauty Bay website for about £10 something. So for me that is pretty affordable for a blush. So that's why I'm classing it as a drugstore product. And this is a new item for me. I purchased this last month. It was on my recent Beauty Bay purchase. This is the Milani Baked Powdered Blush in the shade Luminoso. Everyone went mad over this blush and I can understand why, because it is an amazing blush. It has that really nice shimmer to it. It's absolutely stunning. I love it, and I love a blush that has sort of like a shimmer to it. I know some people don't like that because sometimes it can accentuate your pores and stuff like that, but for me, because I don't really have acne prone skin or big pores, I can wear stuff like this and I feel like it looks absolutely stunning. So I'm going to go in with a Morphe E4 brush. This is my favourite blusher brush to use. Thank you to Manny MUA. He uses this brush and I absolutely love it. So we're just going to dip into the product. Now I can't remember whether this was like really pigmented or not, so we're just gonna go in. Yeah, it is quite pigmented, so little baby steps. So I like to sort of work this in circular motions up into my contour and like a patting motion, and it just has like a really nice sheen to it, and I feel like it makes me look really nice and glowy. I also like to add it to the tip of my nose. I forgot to contour my nose. How disappointing. I'm very disappointed in myself that I forgot to contour my nose. That is my blush situation at the minute. I'm going to go back in with the L'Oreal Back to Bronze Bronzer and contour my nose. So I like to take a little brush like this and just dip back into the product, and I like to take it from here in the dip of my brow and take it all the way down, because what I used to do is I used to start my contour about here and work downwards, but this is the natural shaping of your nose, so it just kind of makes it look a little bit more natural, if that makes sense. And I just feel like it flatters my nose shape because I do have like a wonky nose, and I think that's why I never used to contour my nose, because it just, the way I used to do it just used to accentuate the bump that I have in my nose, and I absolutely hated it. And then what I like to do when contouring, go back in with my powder on the same brush, and I like to just take this down the bridge of my nose just to sort of bring back that highlight, and then take it up the sides of my nose. sort of snatch it a little bit, because I don't like to bake, and I know a lot of people like to bake on their nose, but I don't. Now we're moving on to setting spray. Now this is the order that I do my makeup in. I will apply my blush, then I'll put my setting spray on, let that sink into my skin, so then all of the powder and everything meshes together. Then apply the highlighter, because I feel like when you apply a little bit of highlighter, when it's wet and sort of tacky, it makes the highlighter look wet and sink into your skin, and I absolutely love that look. Now again, this is another situation where I don't know whether you guys are going to class this brand as a drugstore brand. Obviously some of their items are quite pricey, but this item in particular is more on the affordable side. This is the Morphe X Jeffree Star Set and Refresh Mist in the scent Starberry. I absolutely love this. I purchased this alongside the Jeffree Star palette that he done with Morphe, and I absolutely love this stuff. My favourite setting spray of all time is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, but I have been reaching for this one recently because of the scent of it. Is absolutely stunning, and the packaging. I love pink. Pink is my favourite colour, and this is just aesthetically pleasing to me as well. So I'm just going to spray this on my face like so, and I feel like this gives me like a really nice and dewy look. Now you don't have to do this step, but I like to do this step. This is just an extra little thing I like to do. I like to take my fan and fan on my face, and then I like to take my sponge, and as that is setting, I like to push it into my skin so it sort of like meshes everything together and makes my base sort of look like my skin again. And now it is slightly tacky, I'm going to go in with my highlighter. So I have two highlighters to apply today, I know, extra as anything, and these are from Revolution. I have the Snowflake Baked Highlighter and I have the Marzipan Heart Highlighter. Now I'm going to be applying this one first, and I got these in a little Christmas set for Christmas, and this is what the Marzipan one looks like, and this one has got more of a gold undertone to it, whereas the Snowflake is straight up white. So what I like to do is take the Marzipan first on a bigger brush, then I like to glaze this all over my cheek. And it is going to be a quite intense highlighter. I love my highlighters to be very intense, and I also like to apply highlighter in this area here. Ever since Jaclyn Hill came out with her highlighters and said to apply highlighter on the apples of your cheeks, I have been doing it ever since, and I feel like it's become quite a nice trend as well. And I'm going to take this on my nose, on my cupid's bow, my chin, and across my forehead like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Snowflake highlighter and I'm going to concentrate this just at the peak of my cheekbone, just here, just to make that bit pop a little bit more. And then I go back over with my sponge to sort of mesh everything together, like so. So now we're going to be moving on to our eyes. Now for my eyeshadow I have the Revolution Soph X Makeup Pigment palette. This is what the palette looks like. I love the packaging of this, and I feel like I've only used this once. I might have used it twice, but I definitely have used this before. It's not like my go-to eyeshadow palette, but it is a really nice affordable drugstore eyeshadow palette, and I feel like the tones of this are really nice. So we're just going to create like a simple look, because this is obviously an everyday look. So I've got my brushes ready to go, and we're gonna just apply some eyeshadow. Now I don't know whether these have names, so I'm just gonna point to what shade I'm going to be using. So first of all, I'm going to go in with this shade right here. This is a really nice transition shade. It is sort of like a caramelly light brown shade, and it is quite a lot of kick up in the pan of this, but I don't mind it because you can just blow it away. And I'm just going to tuck this on the outer parts of my eye. I'm not going to do anything too major because I do want this to be quite a nice soft glam look, and this kind of look is what I do on the regular. If I'm going to work, or if I'm going to a family party or a family meal, this is the type of look that I will go for. And I am using a Morphe M433 brush for this step. And I'm just working in little sections because I don't want to take this in too far. I don't know whether this shade you're going to be able to see on camera because it is quite close to my skin tone. But we're just taking it bit by bit and just light work on the eyes to begin with. Now I'm going to take an even smaller brush. This is a Morphe M506 brush, and I'm going to be taking this shade here. I'm going to be taking this quite close to my lash line and sort of like dragging this out and blowing it out. And this shade is quite pigmented as well, and there is again a bit of fallout with this shade, but as long as it doesn't stain up my under eyes, I am happy. And I'm going to dust off that product and dip into that shade that we used to begin with, and just use this to diffuse this out slightly. And then I'm going to go in with an even bigger brush and just with no product on and just veil over this just so everything is seamlessly blended together. And then I'm going to take a really fine angled brush and dip into this shade here. This is like a cool tone brown colour. And I'm going to use this to sort of create like a liner sort of effect, because we will be adding brown eyeliner as well. But I'm just using this to sort of map out where the liner is going to go, and because I want to blur out the liner using this eyeshadow as well. And don't be scared, guys, to use your fingers if you do mess up. Your fingers can be amazing tools as well with your makeup. Now I'm going to be using my Maybelline Hyper Precise All Day Liquid Liner, and this is in the shade brown. And I'm just going to be using this to do my winged liner. I'm going to go into this red shade right here, sort of like a burgundy shade, and just soften up the edge of my liner just so it smokes it out just ever so slightly. So when you're happy with the way that your eyes are looking, you can then apply your mascara, but I feel like I want to apply some liquid eyeshadow because I just want to take it that extra step. The liquid eyeshadows that I do use on the regular are these PS liquid glitter eyeshadows, and they are sort of like a dupe for the Steeler ones, and they look like this. They do come in different shades as well. And another brand that I really like as well for adding glitter is Rimmel London, and these are their jelly ones. So I'm not sure which shade I want to go for. I want to go for something quite nice and subtle. I might go for this silver one and see how that goes. I'm just going to get some product up, and I'm literally just going to tuck this on the top of my lid like so. And then I'm going to use a brush to sort of soften this up a little bit with no added product on either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my lashes and mascara off of camera, and then we will be back to finish up this look. So I've just added my mascara and lashes off of camera. I used my L'Oreal Paris Paradise Extract Mascara. I absolutely love this stuff. I've used it every day since I purchased it. It is a dupe for the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara, so I absolutely love it. If you've got the Better Than Sex Mascara and you want a cheaper version, then this will be your best friend. And then for my lashes, I have the Salon System Luxe Lashes in 006, and I've got tons of these in my drawer, backups for when I need them to apply on my eyes, because they're just the most flirty, lovely lashes there are. So I'm just going to go in to this shade here again and just run this on my lower lash line. And I'm using a Revolution brush for this as well. And then I'm going to dip into this shade here, which is the first shade that we used for this eye look. And just use this to diffuse that shade out that we just applied. And then for my waterline, this is a step that I really like to do on the daily basis. This is the Barry M Kohl Nude Pencil, and I like to add this in my waterline because this just makes me look like I've got 10 hours sleep when I've only got 3 hours of sleep. It just makes my eyes look really nice and wide and awake. And then I'm just going to go in with the same mascara and apply this to my lower lashes. So then to finish up the look, I'm going to go in with my Revolution lip pencil, and this is in the shade Original, and I got this in a little set. It was like a Christmas bundle where it had like loads of those lip kits in there, and it had a range from lip glosses to mattes to metallics, and it was a really nice Christmas gift set. And this was one of the liners that came in one of the sets. So, and it has become a favourite lippy of mine. So then for my lipstick, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline lipstick in the shade Baddest Beige, and I actually purchased this because of Miss Jaclyn Hill herself, and it's just a really nice nude lipstick, and I believe this is a shine formula, so it's like a cream consistency. So there you have it, guys. This is the finished look, glamming on a budget, and I really like how this makeup look turned out. All of the products in today's video are amazing products, and you should definitely go out and purchase some of these yourself because they just work wonders, and it just goes to show that you can get a really nice everyday glam on a budget with affordable products from the drugstore. I do feel like the drugstore have definitely improved over the years. The drugstore used to be quite bad, must I say. It's just mind-blowing the amount of good stuff you can find at the drugstore, and I really like how my makeup look turned out. This is the sort of makeup look that I would do on the regular. So I really hoped you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click the little notification bell so you guys can be notified when I do eventually upload another YouTube video. I promise that I will be uploading a lot more regularly on my YouTube channel for you guys, because I know how much you guys enjoyed my previous videos, so I'm going to be trying my best to get them up regularly for you guys. So don't forget, if you want to see more videos from me, definitely tap on that notification bell, and also, if you don't mind, while you're at it, like this video as well. Also, comment down below what your favourite drugstore brands are. I would really like to find out what you guys like from the drugstore and see if there is anything new that I can try out for you guys. And if you guys have any recommendations for me to try out, anything you want me to try out, whether it's drugstore, luxury brands, you name it, anything you want me to try out, hit me up and I will definitely get a review up for you guys on the products that you want to see. And if there is any videos that you want me to do, definitely give me a message. You can message me over on Instagram, you can leave me a comment down below, we can have a little bit of a chat. Anything you like, just let me know and I can definitely do these videos for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys are having a lovely morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in this beautiful world of ours, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye guys!